Everyone who is listening to us, and welcome to our next episode of AI testing talks with Exactpro. My name is Anna Maria Lukina, and I am Outreach Director of our educational program AI Testing, and I'm Global Marketing Director of Exactpro. So, for those who has joined us for the first time at these webinars, we have launched these webinars only with one reason, I would say, with knowledge sharing across the industry, where we invite speakers from different fields and companies and to share their expertise and opinions about emerging technologies. The topics that we are covering on our webinars are various on AI, on software testing of complex systems, on generative AI, agentic AI, and we look into ways of using AI-powered tools for software testing and for speeding up the development processes and many more. So if you are not familiar with this particular webinar episodes, I'm highly recommending you to do check out our YouTube channel, Exactpro YouTube channel, where we have a dedicated playlist around AI testing talks with previous episodes. The link will be soon in the chat, so you're very welcome to just go through later on. So we're also very keen on sharing our educational materials with everyone who is interested in software testing in various aspects of AI, of using AI tools to look into ways how to build and test a model and work with data. And we created a software testing hub where we share on a weekly basis different materials. If you're interested in checking it out, please do. We have a link in the chat, will be placed in the chat below very soon. So going back to our webinar, co-hosting with me today, Exactpro's co-CEO and co-founder, Yosif Itkin. Hi, Yosif.
Hello, everyone.
Yosif is active Playwright user and the AI testing integrator. So we'll be looking forward to hear your questions to our today's guest. So today we are going to shape our discussion around Playwright. We had a similar talk around this topic last year with Marcel Veselka, and I'm highly recommending you to check it out in case you're interested in Playwright overall, so it worth watching as well. And today we're going to go through Playwright capabilities and see how AI makes it smarter. And I'm very happy to introduce our guest today, Senior Team Lead Manager, Product Development at 3Pillar, and the author, Kailash Pathak. Hi, Kailash.
Hey, Anna.
Hi. I'm very thrilled to welcome you here. Maybe before you're very welcome to also to start sharing the screen, but I wanted to ask you maybe for a brief introduction about yourself, and I'm very excited about the book that you issued, and maybe give us a couple of words about the book, and maybe one of few challenges that you came across while you were writing it, and then we can start.
So myself, Kailash Pathak. So I'm working as a senior QA lead manager in 3Pillar Global. So it's a US-based company. So I have more than 17 years of experience. So from last 17 years, I have worked in couple of. So started my career with as a manual tester, like normally everyone do. So then I work on QTP, WebDriver, iOS, Selenium, Cypress, and from last 4 to 5 years, I'm working on the Playwright and managing the team, handling the team, also involved in the kind of pre-sale also in my company, right? So and in the free time I love to write the blogs, I love to give the webinars and workshop, and I have written last year in 2024 in December. My book is released on Playwright, and I'm waiting for my next second book on the Playwright. So probably it will come in first week of May or last week of the April. So this is all about me.
And the next book, so the first book is covering the the basic use of AI of Playwright, right?
It's
And
Playwright with JavaScript. It
use
yeah,
JavaScript.
yeah, and
And the next one will be focused on something else, maybe more
yeah,
practical.
it's in Python actually. Yeah. Python with
Ah,
it's Python with leveraging the AI actually. How we can leverage the
mm-hmm,
AI for automation. That is
mm-hmm.
the
Okay.
cross
Okay,
talk.
looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So that's all about me. So can I start, Anna? So can I share my screen and can start my session?
Yes, yes, yes. Let's do that. Let's do that. Thank you.
So I hope you were able to see my screen.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So first of all, I want to say thanks to Asif, Anna, and Hannah for inviting me in this event. So I'm really excited for this event. So hopefully everyone will get something in this webinar at the end. So topic is on why QA team adopting the Playwright. Actually, so when I say adopting the Playwright, it doesn't mean we are not using the Selenium or Cypress or WebDriver or any other tool. Every tool has something good or something, I mean some pros and cons, right? So but yeah, Playwright is trending in nowadays from last couple of months or year, I would say. So I thought, why not we basically I give a webinar on this Playwright and how we can leverage AI to make the Playwright test case smarter, right? So about me, I already introduced, so I don't think I need to introduce myself. I already introduced myself. So in the agenda, basically I am covering very high level about the Playwright. I will go in detail in the AI basically. So what I will cover about the Playwright and what make Playwright unique, and what the basically I am covering those with demo with few of the features that that we have to use if you guys are using Playwright. I will definitely suggest you have to use in your project. So I will give a demo of couple of features. So let me start with the Playwright basically. So I know few of the folks know already about the Playwright, but still it might be, I thought might be there might be some new folks in Playwright so who want to know about the Playwright. So I thought, why not I start with the Playwright and I share the context about the Playwright. So this is about the Playwright. So Playwright is open source from the Microsoft, right? It's support the cross browser. You can do the automation in most of the browser it cover actually, right? Multiple language support, that is a good thing actually. That has challenge in basically in couple of traditional tools. So but here, if someone switching from Selenium or some other tool, they can leverage the benefit of this multiple language support. Here we can Playwright support JavaScript, TypeScript, Python, Java, and C Sharp. They have a built-in test runner. So parallel execution, this is one of the great feature of the, this is the great feature that I'm going to basically give the demo. How we can do the parallel execution and make the test case fast. Retry mechanism is there, fixer mechanism is there in Playwright in Playwright. So these are some of the features basically, and auto wait mechanism. So Playwright have a auto wait mechanism. I will explain in detail that in later part. So let's move to the next slide. So parallel test execution. So this is one of the greatest part of about the Playwright. Actually, I would say this is the toppest feature. Actually, I would say Playwright support the by default parallel execution. So in other traditional tool, we have to do the couple of setting for that. But here, Playwright support the parallel mechanism, even basically both serial and parallel. So it depend upon the setting what we have done. And then browser context support they provide. So suppose there is a use case where we want to test the application with different roles, right, at the same time actually, right? So I want admin is doing something, doing some settings, changing from the backside, and someone is doing, and suppose I am admin, I have give some edit or delete permission, immediately actually someone want to check it. So parallelly he can do actually one by one, right? So they provide the browser context isolation features, code generation tool. So they have actually record and playback capability in Playwright. So if you are a beginner, you can basically start with this code generation tool. So you can generate your code in different most of the languages that mentioned in my previous slide. You can generate the code in JavaScript, Playwright, sorry, in Java, Python. Debugging tool, they have I mean powerful debugging tool. So in other traditional tools basically we have to put the debugger and all, but here in Playwright I will show you how we can debug very easily. So debugging is very, one of the powerful thing about the Playwright. Network interruption, so this is another thing. So where we can mock our API. Suppose I want, so this feature basically normally I will give the demo of this. So this feature will be really helpful when sometime it happen is we have use cases we do not have the test data, right? So we can make our own test data. We can intercept the API call. We can put their data into the call. I mean into the network call through the API, and we can test our application. Like the one of the best example is the pagination. Suppose we have to test the pagination functionality. So in that case, we have to create the number of records. So this type of use case is very helpful in this case actually here, right? So what makes Playwright unique? So I will go one by one. So I have covered five main things basically, like how we can do the parallel execution using the sharding concept. Auto-wait mechanism is there. There are so many features, but I take only because we have a time limitation here. So I take only five main features actually. Trace view and debugging, and then how we can reuse the authentication state. This is the another feature of the Playwright. We can reuse the after we logged in one time, and then we do not need to log in again and again. So we can reuse the authentication state, keeping the thing in the session actually, right? And then finally I will explain how we can leverage AI in the Playwright actually, right? So first is the test starting. So in Playwright we have a concept of the parallel execution as I mentioned. So we can execute our test cases in parallel way, two way. First is here you can see we have mentioned. I will show you how we can do. So there are two ways basically to executing the test cases in the parallel. One way is we are executing our test cases in parallel. Another is we want to execute the specs in parallel. So that is the two thing here actually, right? So let me quickly show you the demo. So this is I already created one script here. So if you see here, so before coming here, let me show you the config file here. So if you see the line number 16, right? I have mentioned here fully parallel true, right? So here there are two settings actually, fully parallel true and fully parallel false. When we say we have fully parallel true, it means whatever the test cases we have, they are executed in the parallel depend upon the number of workers. So in the line number 22, you can see we have the worker concept here in the Playwright. So let me show one more thing before that I give the demo. There is a concept of settings. What is setting? Setting is basically the what we do in the setting. We divide. Suppose we have, if you see here, I have 12 test cases in this file, and then 5 test cases in this file, and then 5. So I have 22 test cases, right? So what we will do, this is the YAML file that we have to create if we have to do the parallel execution, right? By default, Playwright give the YAML file. We have to do minor tweak in the, like we have to do the strategy, then we have to divide our, like we have to make our basically we have to give the concept of here sharding here, right? So let me just give a minute, just a moment. Yeah, here you can see in line number 14, I have given three sharding. What is shard actually? Shard you can assume like three container actually. You can assume like three containers. So I have 22 test cases. So what will happen? All the 20 test cases divide by three, because I have three container. So it will automatically divide and it will execute into the CI/CD pipeline. And depend upon the setting, what you have done here. If you have done true, then all the test cases, basically all the 22 test cases with the help of three worker, because I have mentioned here three. If you're running the test cases in CI, then I have given three worker. If you're running locally, I have given four worker. So let me quickly show you. I have just triggered before coming to this demo, to this webinar. So let me this is the setting. This is I run for the when we have a flag true. Okay, so you can see we have three sharded. You can just like three machines. My 22 test cases are running into the three machines actually. So what Playwright will do, it will automatically divide my 22 test cases among the three container. You can see. So you can see here three worker. I have given here three worker. You can see in the line number 22. Depend upon you how many worker you want to give. And in first machine, my 8 test cases run. In second machine, you will see, I think 8 or 7, yeah, 7 test cases, total 15. In third machine, it's running remaining test cases. So what it will do, it will divide itself, all the test cases actually, when the flag is true. When the flag is false, what will happen? my test file, basically these are my test file, right? The specs file. These files will run into the parallel. When flag is true, then test cases are running in parallel, and when test flag is false, then the test cases 1 2 3. Let me show you in my previous. I have executed one more before coming to this demo where my flag is false. So this is very powerful concept actually, and I think people already using it. And if you guys not using it, you have to definitely to take the benefit of this feature actually. So this is for the false. So you see here, I have three files, right? So first file, 12 test cases will run in one worker, because as I mentioned, when the flag is false, my specs file will run in parallel. When it's true, then my test cases divide into the different container and they will run into the parallel. So in first machine, 12 test cases. In the second machine, you can say, or second container, five test cases. And in the third, the five test cases again, and using the one worker only, right? So this is one of the best, basically I would say, feature of this Playwright that we have to use. If you guys are not using, then you have to definitely you have to take the benefit of this, right? Let me quickly jump to the other part, so that, yeah. So another is the auto wait mechanism. So Playwright has a auto wait mechanism actually. So Playwright work very smartly actually, right? So when we write any of the command, suppose I have written any command here, like, right? Suppose I have written this command here. So what Playwright do? Playwright first check, is my element attached to the DOM or not, right? Element attached to the DOM, tick. It's a kind of checklist actually, you can say. But it doesn't mean if the element is attached to the DOM, it will display into the UI. It doesn't mean. So it will check the visibility. DOM, it attached to the DOM, then it check, okay, it's visible, then it will check it enable, then it check the stable. So for every command actually, for even every command, it will check all these kind of checklists: attached, visible, and enable, then stable. Until unless these all the check basically not passed, it will not move to the first. And by default, the timeout is 30 seconds for the each of the command, but we can increase the timeout from our config file, right? And apart from that, we can give the we can give the timeout for the navigation. We can give the timeout for the even we can give the timeout for the particular command also, right? We can give here the timeout against the, suppose I am feeling okay, this will taking the time, then I can give here the some timeout here. Okay, I can give here some timeout. So these are some of the things basically that make Playwright test cases non-flaky. I am not saying that Playwright test cases are not flaky. Definitely, some of it. Sometimes it depend upon the network. There are so many things basically depend upon the why the test cases are flaky actually. But Playwright and provide over and above things so that your test case should be very less flaky and you can execute your test case fastly. Okay. So let me move to the next. Yeah, another is the parallel mocking of the API data in Playwright. This is another thing basically that basically I really like the Playwright actually personally. So we can mock our data. So what is mocking our data? Basically, what are the use case for that? I mentioned just few minutes back. Suppose we have to test pagination functionality, and for the pagination in one page, suppose the developer have implemented, like in the first page I am showing the 50 record, then in the second 50 like that. To create the 50 record for me, it's not easy actually sometimes, right? We can definitely we can do, because it depends upon the functionality how much easy to create the records and all. But sometimes it might be possible, it is not possible for to create the 50 record or 100 or 203 record, right? In that case, you can leverage this basically concept of this basically mocking the API request and mocking the API response, right? So let me quickly show the one basically demo around it. So I have created already. So if you see here, I am doing the mocking request. So when I say mocking request, what I mean, when I am requesting something, I am saying I do not want. So let me quickly show you with the first with the diagram. So this is for the API request actually, and this is for the response. So in the API, when I am requesting the API, whatever the response coming from the API, I am not catering. I am not bothered about that. I am saying I will send my own data and I want to play on that data. So that is the API mocking API request. And for the API response, whatever the response is coming, I want to append some more data on that, right? In that case, you can use the API response. So if you see here, this is the API request. I have requested this. So here the command is page.route, right? With the help of this, we are intercepting this, and I'm saying, okay, I do not want your data, whatever you are sending me. I want my own data actually, right? So I am sending in the JSON in my own data, and then I'm waiting for the fulfill, and finally I am checking, okay, if the new data, I am checking here only one element, but if you want to check, you can check the other data also. Same for the response, as I mentioned, what I say in the response, what I will do, I will wait for the data. I say, okay, I am accepting your data. Suppose 5 records are coming from the in the network call for the particular request. I want to append some more data on that. So what I will do, I will just page or I will do use this command page or route, and then I will append using JSON dot push. This is the JSON. I capturing all the data here first, whatever the data coming from the network. Then I am pushing my own data. So let me run this so that I can quickly show you. Oh, just a minute. Yeah. So here you can see. So I am first sending this request one, right? So this is the request one. So whatever I have request, they will add here like Guava, Kiwi, and Peach, right? Other one is the response one. So if I click on this, so what it will do, whatever the data coming from the API, apart from that, whatever the data I am appending here, I am appending here, I am appending dragon fruit, apple, and mango. So you can see here in the dragon fruit, apple, and mango is added. So this way we can leverage this benefit of this basically this feature actually, right? And coming to the next slide, this is the tracer view and debugging. So if you can see, I can cover this part here. So this is the tracer view actually. So Playwright provide, this is the basically one of the, I would say, debugging feature, that basically this window you can see. So there are so many things actually. These are our test cases. Here you can see each and every what is happening with your application in each and every second, right? Here is the, this is the tracer view actually, okay? And here are the actions that we are performing, right? And this is the metadata, right? Width and height and chromium, in which browser we are running and all. And the one of the good thing about this is that you can also check the network call, what is happening. Suppose something is happening here in the UI or something, so what are the network, what are the network requests at that time. So this way you can debug very easily, and you can basically you can track the if any. Sometime it's very not easy to get the, I mean, to get the region of the bug into the UI, and sometimes we require the API call. So we have to check, okay, what are the API call when this request go. So this is the one of the good thing about the Playwright. They provide this view where you can check what is happening every moment. You can check each and every call here, like there. And one more thing here, the good thing here, you can see here the locator, right? If you want to if you want the locator of this, suppose if I want to locate this field here, right? So I can just click on this icon here. You can see here, I think you can see this icon, and I just click on this, and you can get the locator here, right? So this view is not only for debugging, they also provide the other thing also, right? Source is here, you want to check the basically code. Then call, already mentioned here. Logs, you can see if you have put some console log there in your code, you can check here so everything in one place. You are debugging, you don't need to go here and there. Everything you can do in one place. You can check API network, or you can check your, okay, it might be possible sometimes the task is failing due to the locator. You can quickly check, okay, this is my locator, and this is the locator that is coming when my application is running. So there might be some gap in the locator also, right? So these are the benefit and network already I mentioned. You can check the network call, right? So like here the response, here you can see here the body and response, what the response is coming and all. So these are the thing basically that provide by the Playwright. And before and after you can check, okay, what is happening before, right? So what was before and what was after, right? You can check all the thing. Suppose you want to check, okay, before clicking how it look, and after clicking where the is my button is visible or not, because sometimes we have to check, okay, when I clicking, what was before, and what I want to check every millisecond or second, right? So you can leverage the basically benefit of this view, test view. We can say we can use this for the debugging perspective. Let me move to the next slide. Login once and reuse across the test. So this is another other feature of the Playwright. So what is this feature? Actually, this feature is really helpful. Actually, if you do not want to log in again and again, right? You want to, you can, what you can do, you can reuse the state, you can reuse the session, right? Again, and so in that case, what you have to do, so I have one small demo around it. So let me quickly show you. Just a moment. Yeah, here it is. So if you see here, for that, what we have to do? First question is what we have to do. First, we have to, in Playwright, basically, we have to do the change in two places. First of all, we have to create a setup setup file where what I will do, I will, whatever from which user I want to log in, I will provide all the data here first, right? Then in the line number 9, you see I have created this method like, right? So where I am login, and then login, and finally what I am doing, I am storing my state actually in the auth file, right? And and in the Playwright config file, what I have to do in the, if I show you, just a moment, in the line number 35, 39, you can see here what I'm telling here. Before running any of the test case, please run this setup file first. So what it will do, it will execute this file before running the test cases, and it will basically it will store all the session data in my user.json file. Here in the line number 46, you can see here I have given the user.json file, right? So here all the session data is here, I mean saved, and next time when my test case is run, it will use this session data to rerun the test case for the other test cases. So let me quickly run this test case. So this is another feature that you can use in your project. Explain test. So it's login first time. When it will next time, second time, you will see it has not done any logged in, right? So I have 3 test cases, and this is my third test case. So you can see here. So I do not need to log in again and again because I logged in first time, and what it will do, it will save my all the data here in this user.json file, right? And then I can use this data again. Now question is how we can, if you have a multiple user, how we can do. Then in that case, suppose you have multiple user, you want to keep in your, you want to log in, right? So in that case, what you have to do, you have to create the setup file multiple. Here you have to create multiple setups. So line number 39, so you can give like setup user 1 2 3, like suppose this is user 1, this is user 2, and this is my, suppose this is my test cases. So you can see like auth user setup, auth user 1, auth user 2, then for the admin, right? And finally, because we have now multiple user, we do not have the single user here. So in that case, what we have to do, we have to give this line test use storage state, this one. I want to admin, when admin logged in, please pick the session data for this one. When my other user is logged in, please pick the data from this session storage, right? So this way we can multiple module, multiple user, we can cater here with the help of this. So this is one of the another feature actually, I would say. So you can definitely, you have to use, you can leverage in the project. Okay. So now next topic, Playwright testing with AI actually. Right. So before moving to the AI, actually, so there are very basically there are a lot of basically things are coming daily into the market actually, and recently we see the Playwright CLI into the market. So I do not going to give the demo of that PLI CLI actually, but I will give the demo of the hybrid approach, how we can use the MCP and Playwright agent, and how we can leverage in our daily life, daily basically in the automation. So let me just close all the things first. Another, okay, no problem. I think you can ignore it. Okay, I will close it and I will keep it as it is. Okay. So before coming to that, so first we need to understand the MCP. What is MCP? Actually, I know few of the folks already know about. I think most of the folks know, but still, just to keep the context, make the context, just want to tell about the MCP. So in the single, if I say why we need MCP when we do not have MCP, what was not possible actually, right? So if in a single line, if I say basically, so LM, so like we have different models, LLM model, right? Like we have ChatGPT, Gemini, Cloud, and DeepSeek and other. But what the problem when we do not have the MCP? What the problem are there? They can think, they can generate the data, they can give us the test plan, they can prepare good automation strategy document, they prepare the good test cases. But when I say, okay, can you interact? Can you execute my test case on the browser? Can you interact with the DB? Can you interact with any third party, GitHub Action, suppose, or Jira MCP, or Trello MCP, or Slack MCP? It's not possible. It was not possible. After introducing the MCP into the picture, when the MCP come into the picture, so after that it's possible. MCP help us to basically to interact the browser, interact with the basically like if you want to interact with the basically DB, suppose I want to interact with the database, right? So suppose I am filling user ID and password in my application and in my in login screen. I do not want to keep actually data into the JSON file or something. I want through the MCP. So what the suppose there is a MySQL MCP there into the market or something. So what it will do, it will bring the data from the through the MCP, and basically then it fill into the login window, right? So LLM can think, but they cannot act. That was the limitation of the LLM. So opening, you cannot instruct LLM to launch the browser. Database connectivity was not possible when we do not have. I definitely we can do, but basically to interact with the browser, or basically it was not possible, right? And fetching the updated record, I want basically the updated record, I want to live basically live fetching. I want, okay, live data should be into the in my during the testing. I want API interaction, I want, right? So evaluation of the MCP. So this is the architect's high level basically diagram of the MCP. So we have a LL model here. Basically we have Cloud, VS Code, and then we have multiple server. It might be Playwright server, Jira MCP server, or any type of server. Basically they are interacting with the maybe local data, right? Local data they are acting, or might be third party actually, right? So this way basically it will work actually. So when we do not have this actually, so we have to depend for some another thing to capture the data from the local data. But now with the help of MCP, without doing any much query, we can just give the prompt, and it will capture the data, and it will fill into the in the form actually. So this was only possible with the help of MCP. Okay. So in the today's demo, what I'm going to show you, so how we can leverage basically Playwright plus Playwright, basically MCP and Playwright agent actually, so into our project. And what is Playwright agent? So let me quickly go to their documentation. Just a minute. I will give a definitive demo. So yeah, so in 1.5.7 version, they have introduced Playwright agent, so where we can plan, generate, and the healer. There are three type of the agent actually. This is for the planning. We have to create the test plan. Suppose we want to generate test cases. Then generator will help us to basically to execute the test cases and to create the script, generate the script in Playwright or whatever you want, and healer for the healing basically if the test case. So let me quickly jump to the demo. So just a minute. Okay, so there are some couple of steps here, so that I will follow. So first we have to create a new folder, then we have to first install the Playwright. Definitely we have to do. Then let me move this here to I will install Playwright. So it will ask me, okay, what you want? You want with the TypeScript or JavaScript? Then I have to install the agent that I just tell you a few minutes back. So it will, so my Playwright is installed. Now it's it creating the, let me open this folder again. So my Playwright is installed. It has created one ncp.json file here for the Playwright agent. Now what will be the next step? I have to install Playwright MCP. Let me go to the Playwright MCP here. This is my Playwright MCP for VS Code. Right. Just a moment. Yeah. VS Code. Oh, sorry, not this one. I have, because we have many. Basically, we have cursor, we have Copilot. We have to make sure we choose the correct one. So here I am using the OAuth, right? So you can use the PAT, actually, personal access token, also to interact with the GitHub Action or Jira or MCP or all. But I am using here basically OAuth. And now let's go to the install. This is Playwright. Then I have to install the GitHub server. So let me quickly install GitHub. I will show. I will just let you know what use case I am installing workspace. So you will see here MCP is basically, this is my agent. This is my basically, yeah, this is my MCP, Playwright MCP. Then here it is the basically GitHub, actually, right? So they already running. So if you see here, we have 44 tools here for Playwright agent, and for the Playwright MCP we have 22 tools. Basically, what are the tools? So just give me a moment. So if you see here in the Playwright, we have the couple of tools here. Tools is nothing but basically the kind of, you can say, command. I want to click on the browser or close and all, right? So similarly for the Playwright agent, we have the couple of here you can see we have a couple of tools here, right? So what I'm doing here, basically what my use case here, I will create a, okay, let me do first thing. I think I have done this I have done this. Let me create one story here. So what I will do here, I will create a story. You can basically, you can pull that story from the Jira also, from using a Jira MCP, because but I have a very less time, so I have not I have removed that part. Initially I was thinking about that, but I have removed that part because it will take time. I have created one folder here, story, where I will mention story. What is my story? So what is my story? What that I am going to automate? This is my story, and this is in basically in my personal Jira. So I basically, this is the story. Log into the site and place the order. So I have basically the story in very detail, actually. So we have to make sure actually the story should be in detail, otherwise it might create the problem, right? Because it might be problem when you run your prompt, it will not capture properly. So stories. So first step is I have a story. Next step, is I will give the prompt. Let me create one test plan folder also here. I will tell you why I am creating this folder. Just give me a moment. Uh, Let me pull it up. Sorry. That too. So if you see here, I have created prompt. Let me check. I have created story plus prompt. Okay, yeah, I have to create one more script here. Test. Let me delete this one. This is the default, actually. So let me create one folder here for the automation script. Okay. So before moving to the, let me first explain what I did so far. So I have created a story folder here where I will keep the story that I want to automate with the help of MCP plus Playwright agent. I will give the prompt to the Git Copilot, and I will ask, okay, pull my story and create the test. I will ask, okay, to test planner, okay, create my test plan. Then to the test generator, I will ask, okay, create the test case in Playwright and JavaScript. Then I will ask, okay, execute, and then finally I will ask, okay, push the code into the GitHub actually. Okay. So this is the motto of this basically exercise only. So this is the repo I needed actually. Let me check. I think I already created, but I want to just make sure. Yes, think I have already created this. Just a moment. Yeah, I think this is already created. Yeah, this is already created. So just let me copy from my old, basically, let me copy the story from here because, and I will tell you how you will guys, and I can share the repo with you guys also. You don't need to worry. This is my user story that I created with the help of Git Copilot. In that, basically, just a moment. So if you see here, this is my story. Basically, for the actually, I can do with the help of Jira MCP also there. But because I do not have, I have very less time, so that I keep this story like that. I have created one MD file where I am keeping the user story. So it's very simple. Story description, URL, credential, and I'm giving this some step. I'm saying, okay, negative test case, please make some positive test case, some negative test case, and all. Okay. Now I have a story. Now I have to create the prompt because I do not want to type here actually. I want to just pass as in the prompt as in the context, and I will say, okay, execute all these steps for me, and it will execute. It will take definitely some time, but yes, just a moment. I am just copying from my old so that we can do the fast thing fast. So this is my prompt actually, right? So this is the user story, right? And this is the test plan. In the test plan, what I am doing few things here. Just a minute. Oh, sorry. Just a minute. Sorry. Test plan, it will automatically create. I have to give the prompt actually. My bad. Sorry. Test plan where because this is already generated, so that why I done just it before coming to this webinar. So I have to give the prompt actually, not this one actually. Yeah. So here it is my prompt. What I'm saying, end-to-end QA flow with the plan. This is I generated with the help of Git Copilot. I just give the story and ask Claude, please generate the MD file for me. Right, so it will generate this MD. So you guys can also do with the help of Claude, right? So what is the workflow? User story, first it will capture the user story, then it will make the test plan, it will do some sanity testing, script generation, test report, git commit, and then heal and executor. Okay. So let me go to the first. Read the user story. What I am saying here, read the user story from the path. This is my story and this is the my. So it will read the story from this path, then create the test plan for the test plan. It will using here Playwright agent, right? So if you see here, when I install that command, we have three Playwright agents, generator, healer, and planner. Okay. So for the test plan, I am saying, can you generate the test plan with the help of this test generator? And then I am saying, okay, after generating, please save in this folder. I have already created this test plan. It's right now blank, right? So it will put the, after generating, it will put here, right? Then this is the outcome, positive test case, negative test case, and then finally once the test plan, then I am saying, okay, perform the sanity testing with the help of Playwright MCP server. So this is a hybrid approach actually. Here I am using Playwright MCP plus Playwright agent actually, right? Outcome, this is the outcome of sanity. Then I am saying, okay, generate you have the test plan. Can you generate Playwright script for me? I am giving the test plan here that will come here, right? Because once the story and when the test when once I give my prompt, it will generate the test plan and I will pass this test plan here. What will be the outcome? It will generate one positive test case, one negative. And best practices I am mentioning here: stable selector, proper assertion, clean code, meaningful description, right? And finally, healing or healing the if any test case is fail, I am saying, can you heal my test case? And for that, once the test case is passed, it will save under the test and then the automation script. So you can see here, I have created the automation. Right now it is blank. Okay. And finally, I am saying generating the test report. And finally, I am saying, okay, commit the GitHub repository here, right? And let me give this Git repo here. So I have to change this Git repo because right at present it is blank actually right now. So once it's done, then and in Git repo, I am saying git init, add, commit, and all push the code, then finally deliver. These are the deliverables actually. So I have a story and I give the reference of the story in my prompt, and in the prompt I will pass into the in the chat as I will pass this prompt into the chat, and it will automatically do all this thing for me. It will create the test cases and all. Let me quickly check one time in case I am missing anything. So I have created the story, test plan, prompt, automation script created, Git repo created, story under the folder, prompt under. Yeah, I think I have all of the thing I have done. Okay. So let me give this prompt. I have already written this prompt here for the demo. So what I am saying here, so I am using Git Cloud Sonnet here. I am saying perform the complete end-to-end QA flow using the multiple Playwright agent and MCP servers. So here we will using Playwright server, MCP server, and GitHub MCP server, and define in the E2E. And I am giving this prompt as a context here, right? And it will flow and carefully execute every step, right? So let me execute this. Let's see the magic. So in the meantime, it's running. I already have the executed one. I can show you, but let's run it. So you see, it will execute step by step. So first, it will run the first step. What is my first step? First step is read the story. Okay, so it has already read the story. Now it's saying what is I am now executing complete end-to-end flow. As it did, let me start creating to-do list. So it will creating the to-do list first. Sorry, reading the user story. This is the first step actually doing right now. Okay, so I am not doing anything. I have just given the prompt and I'm so it's running itself. So it's using both MCP server and Playwright agent. Playwright agent for creating test plan. Generator used for generating the script, right? And now step 2, creating test plan for Playwright test planner, right? So this way you can leverage this in your basically. I know it's very early, right? So to implement it into live project is not easy actually because there is a security compliance issue. There are so many things, but yes, you have to at least you have to try because you will see in future like this type of thing will come into the market and might be probably in few months or few years we will do the same thing in the actual project actually because when when chat gpt come at that time we say okay no we cannot use the ChatGPT in project or git copilot or we cannot because it's a privacy issue now but now people start using in their actual project, right? So it might be possible down the line you will see all this thing in your actual project, right? So but yes, there is a kind of you can say disclaimer you have to use basically you have to concern with your admin team, you have to be concerned with your project manager whether I can use my MCP or not, I can use this Playwright agent in my project or not. So you can have to check with your customer also, right? So right now it's creating the test plan here, right? So once the test plan is created, it will display under in this folder here. Let me zoom it here. Yeah, it will display in the test plan here. Okay, it will take some time, right? So, but yes, but now the new thing that coming in the market that might be we can do one more webinar in the coming months. So in place of MCP, you can use Playwright MCP, you can use the Playwright CLI also, right? Playwright CLI is bit faster compared to the MCP because the reason is, it because in the MCP it will send in the context it will send the whole accessibility DOM tree actually, right? But in the CLI it will send the reference actually. It will read first time, then it will give reference to each object, each button, link, and that reference it will use in the next time. But in MCP, what the problem? It every time you run, it will take actually it will take the whole basically accessibility tree. And in Playwright, and basically in Playwright CLI, you can reduce the tokens definitely. And I tried by end there is a drastical change actually. So you can but for the starter if you are the new in this and you can try with this combination also MCP and Playwright. So right now it's still creating the uh, uh, test planner. So in the meantime it's creating, I can quickly show you how it will look. Because I done this before coming to this demo. So if you see here, completing the user story summary, first step done, second step done, same thing actually. Where is my prompt? Here is my prompt, right? This is my prompt here. Third is the sanity testing. It do the sanity testing. Just a moment. Pass, result pass, complete the sanity testing result, right? Complete the test script generation. If you see here, two script is generated. However, these script are not as per our standard. I mean, whatever we use, but what you can do a tweak in your prompt. Actually, it's a matter of prompt actually, how you're writing your prompt, right? So what you can do in your prompt, you can say, okay, create two playwright script in the page object model format or whatever the design pattern you want to use, right? I have given here simple, okay, create the two playwright script, but you can, if you say, I want my script in the page object pattern, it will definitely, it will generate actually, it will do the, I mean, it will provide you the page of them. Okay, here you can see complete test script generated, then test result, okay, then test report generation, right? And you can see here it adding the test case into the in the GitHub. And finally you can see finally deliver a comment. So if you see here what I have written here, these are the deliverable actually: test user story, test plan, positive test, negative test script, test report, screenshot, GitHub. And if you see my GitHub here, you can see it also push the 2 hour ago I have run this, so it pushed the code also, right? So this is the thing. So you can do here, it right now still running actually, right? Because we have to do the allow and allow a couple of times. There is a work around it, but right now at least at present I have to do it allow and allow. So this is the thing actually you can leverage in your project. So at the, if you go to the report, and this is the beautiful report is generated here, summary report here you can see. So because I ask him, when I write the prompt, I say okay, save the in the report folder. So it generated the report here you can see. And because if you see my prompt, what I say in my prompt, in the prompt I say report, generate the report under this, here you can see, right? Okay, so that's the reason it generated the report under this folder. And you can see here each and every breakup is here, how many test case pass failed, right? Automation test summary, automation run detail, right? Steps, step executed, everything, right? So this way you can leverage the basically hybrid approach, I would say, right? So I think this is all about my demo today. I think we are 7 minutes left, right? So over to you, Anna.
Thank you, Kailash. Thank you very much. That was very interesting for those who are actually understanding anything in Playwright. Thank you very much for going through the text and the code and explaining all the steps. That's very insightful.
Step,
We
step
have
executed,
prepared a couple of
right?
questions. I
So this
hope
way you
that
can leverage the basically. Mhm. Yeah, go ahead.
you will be able to stay with us a couple of minutes more and respond
Definitely.
to those.
Definitely.
Just to a quick warm up, I have one question before we go into the chat. In your experience, which of the LLMs is better at generating playwright code? So we will focus on the last slides that you have around AI and usage of AI, and we'll have a couple of questions around that.
Yeah. So I would suggest we have to use, if you want to leverage for the code generation, right? So you can use the Claude and Git Copilot also. So Claude and Git Copilot both are good actually. Claude is good to generating the code, but ultimately depend upon the prompt actually, right? It's a engineering it's a matter of prompt actually, how you are giving the prompt. If your prompt is very specific and detail, and whatever detail, I mean, you can, as much as detail you can give actually, it's helpful for to understand the AI also, or I would say LLM, and they will give the, definitely they will give the appropriate result. But for the development perspective, I would suggest you can start with the Git Copilot with VS Code, or Cursor. You can also use the Cursor, right? So these are the two options that you can definitely can use.
Thank you. Yusuf, do you have any views on that?
Well, we mostly use Claude, Opus, and Sonnet to generate Playwright code, but we are not using in our practice MCP or command line interface, but rather generate the code directly. Do you have any view on this choice, whether to generate the code or use command line interface MCP?
I think command line interface is fine, right? CLI. You're talking about the Playwright CLI, right?
Yes, but actually I'm talking about the third option is when we are just generating deterministic Playwright code using LLM code assistant.
Okay. You are talking about the playwright code. So I think in that case, actually, as you mentioned, I think Claude is better option, no doubt. I am saying, but mostly now what I am seeing in the trend, actually, normally people are using the Git Copilot. So Git Copilot with the Playwright or Cypress or whatever the project they are using. Normally, and even the client also. What the trend I am seeing here, client also preferring actually more on the Git Copilot side, right? I am totally agree with you. Claude is nice. I mean, definitely it's a good, but as you know, it's a normally people are using the VS Code. Actually, I am talking about the India perspective. They are using VS Code here, so normally they love to use the Git Copilot here actually for the playwright, right? And if you are using the cursor, then I think you can use even in the cursor you can use the basically you can use the Git Copilot or you can use the, it totally depend upon actually what the client, what the license and all, because there is a license cost also there, right? So depend upon the what the client is providing and what they want actually. It's also depend upon the customers what they want, right? It not totally depend on us. Okay, what we want to use actually. But yes, from the perspective of the which code is much better and generate the code actually, I would say code wise, Claude is definitely is a nice option, right? So yeah.
Thank you, Kailash. Another nice question from the audience from Ilya Kirin. I'll read it out loud. In the plan, you asked. It's about healing process in the very end, I believe. In the plan, you ask healer to try heal the problems till all tests are passed.
Yes.
Aren't we muting bugs with such approach? The target is not to have all tests passed, but to find and report the problems and bugs, he says.
Can you repeat again the last part?
So he believes that such approach is just muting bugs, but the real testing is to actually report about the problems, not hide them.
Yeah, definitely. Basically, the healer concept here actually, the playwright they have provided the basically three agent actually. So healer in when the how basically healer work. First, we need to understand that actually. So when
Mhm.
we generate our test cases and when we execute the test cases and when you have given the prompt something like that, okay, heal my test cases actually, right? So it will when the test cases are my test cases are failed, it will try to heal all the failed test cases first actually. It will try one time or two time and totally depend upon actually, and it will traverse through the DOM actually, right? And but yes, the answer to your question actually, so I basically even I feel actually sometime it will hallucinate actually, right? Where we are not able to find the sometimes the actual bugs, right? So but mostly what my experience say, what I so far I have not used it much, but I'm using from last few months. But what my understanding say actually, healer is definitely helpful. It's time saving. Sometime it might be possible it skip the bug, but ultimately we cannot believe on the AI completely. We have to put our own mind also there, right? So that is the approach we can follow. We can use the agents, planner, healer or agent, but we at the same time we have to make sure, okay, whatever the report is generating, is it correct or not? It might be possible they are healing wrongly actually. It might be possible, right? So we have to make sure, right, whatever the healing what the way they are healing or what the final report is come, is it actual? So there is some manual part always involved into the, even we have AI or whatever the tool we have to involve actually some manual or our on brain, I would say actually.
I see. Thank you for the response. We have another question about the healer. I'll also read it out loud. Hopefully it will be clear. So hallucinations for healer behavior. Recently, there was a post with an example where Claude Code injected JavaScript in a Playwright test to fix a broken dropdown, technically treating it like a test issue to make tests pass. Have you run into anything like that practically, and how well it actually differs the program and test script issues?
Yeah, that I that I mentioned actually, that this is a nice example actually that you mentioned here actually. So
Mm-hmm.
I would say again, basically we can take the benefit of these actually tool, whatever whether we are using MCP, we are using Playwright CLI or skill, or we are using agent, right? They are just here to help us actually. We cannot rely on them 100% actually. They are here to help to make our execution fast, to make our thing fast. Like in the past 5 years, 7 or 8 year back, we create the test case manually. Even we have created in test case in the Excel also, right? That was the time also there, right? AI is here, definitely it helping us, right? But we add it. We cannot 100% faith on it, and practically, I do not face such any as such problem, because even I am using from last few years, and we are not using in our live project right now, because it's a totally compliant. There are so many issues, as I mentioned, compliance issues, security issue and all, right? But people, you will see after few year or few months, people start using the thing into their live project, where they are generating the test cases, they are debugging it with the help of MCP and all, they are pushing the code. And you see here that the demo that I show here, then after pushing the code, it automatically trigger the pipeline into the CI/CD pipeline, right? It will automatically generate the report, HTML report and all actually, right? We have to basically, we have to use it smartly. We have to keep our prompt engineering should be good, our first thing, our locator, and main thing is that, like, story that I have created, I just saw in the demo, story and prompt that we are giving, it should be in detail actually, so that LLM model thing, because LLM also, we made the LLM actually, right? So they, whatever, as much as context we give to LLM, they will give the accurate result and all actually, right? And this type of challenge definitely will come. We have to live with that, and slowly they will get mature definitely. And might be, as I mentioned, next few year, we are using all these in our live project. And I think people already started, I would say, actually, in the project, where their client are agree, I mean, and where it is acceptable.
Thank you, Kailash. Yosef, do you have any comments?
Yes, so on this one, our perspective is that everything that you put into prompts or into skill files, so anything that LLM takes as an input, is considered by it as advisory, not as the control request. So the only way to avoid it spoiling the actual code of the program is to have a structural distinction. So it is possible to use deterministic ways and structural controls. Say, in this folder, we only have program code. In this folder, we only have test code. And it is possible to make sure that one is not poisoned by the other by having control in Git, etc. But it is not possible to convince LLM to perform your requests, because anything that goes in as a prompt or as context or as skills, all of this, it is just advisory. It can ignore it at its own will.
Yeah.
Thank you, Yosef. I have a couple of more questions. Let's stick to two, and the rest of the questions will be addressed in the chat after the session.
Yeah.
So one of those.
5 minutes more, I can answer. Yeah, no problem.
Yes. Okay. So one, that this is regarding the evidence, I believe, of the bugs that are found in the system. So will the snapshots or evidences captured with that approach, and if yes, where they are going to be stored?
Oh, okay. Okay, you are saying, okay, regarding the bug actually. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what it will do actually, when we use this approach, basically hybrid approach, MCP plus one Playwright agent actually. So we have to give in our actually, I saw in my demo, basically when we give the prompt actually. So in the prompt actually we have to give, okay, if any bug come, then we have to give him the path. Okay, if you find, suppose it might be possible actually, I am it was trying to healing again, but not able to fix it, right? In that case, what we can do in the prompt file that I show you, we can mention if there is any bug come which is not able to heal, go to this folder. We can give the folder path and please create a screenshot for that. That we can do. And
Mm.
one other thing what we can do, as we are using a Jira MCP here, right? We can also tell, okay, if there is bug is come, then log this bug into the Jira, because I already we connected with the Jira MCP. We can say, okay, go to the Jira with the help of Jira MCP, log this bug into the Jira. That we can do definitely. First approach, folder. We can give the path of the folder. Please save the screenshot in that particular folder.
Right.
Second, connect with the Jira, and that is possible. Actually. It's not a tough job actually, right? And then it is logged in through the OAuth or whatever the way you want, then logged into the Jira. That we can do, definitely. So this is a nice
Yeah,
approach, actually, but
clear.
I know it's slowly they are improving the things actually. But I know when we try it, we are not able to do all the thing 100%. But at least if you try all this combination, it might, as I mentioned, after few years, it might be possible we are doing all the thing with the help all these things actually with the help of
Yes, right.
MCP agents and all skill, Playwright, CLI skill and all that.
Yeah, that's clear, Kailash. Thank you. So the last question of the day would be, what are the best practices we need to follow to use these new edge technologies in the real life projects? Do you have any advice?
For this one, AI or Playwright?
The use of AI with Playwright for the real life projects in that case.
First of all, my approach will be if you are if someone is beginner, so I would suggest install the Playwright. Simple, right? Install the don't go directly jump to the AI. What I will suggest, install the Playwright, play with the Playwright, create the framework you are on, take the help of Git Copilot to fix your test cases. Don't go directly jump to the MCP or Playwright agent or something, because it might get confused to the beginner, right? So I would suggest install Playwright, do some POC, do some work in your project, take the help of Git Copilot where you are stuck in debugging or you fixing the bug. Once that part is done, then you can slowly move to the next step. You can do play with the Playwright agent. Next step is the Playwright agent. In Playwright agent, you can use the planner to create your test plan. Then you can take the help of the agent to run your test cases locally, not in, because it's not possible. Locally, you can at least what will happen if you taking the help of this agent, you can execute, you can create your script and you can help this Playwright agent. You can run your test case in actual before pushing to the CI/CD pipeline. If there is any bug come, then there is a healer there that will help you. But first step will be Playwright with Git Copilot or Cursor or whatever, or Cloud, whatever that you're using. So this should be second step. We use MCPs or we use Playwright CLI skill or we use the basically Playwright agent actually. That should be the second, I would say.
Thank you, Kailash. Yusuf, do you
And
have
one
any
more thing,
comments on that?
one more thing I would suggest
No. Okay.
before using the AI, please
Mm-hmm.
is basically concerned with connect with your managers, user admin team. Can we use or not? Because there are so many I have seen so many issue. People are just pushing their code and code and code, and then they, oh, they are using Git Copilot and all. They are saying, okay, there is a key that displaying in the production, right? So we have to make sure like what we are doing to the AI, whether it is fine to do or not. If there is any compliance issue, security issue, we have to connect with your customer. We have to check with your system admin team. Can I be use the MCP or CLI? So that is the very important thing actually.
Yeah, I
Thank you
agree.
very
I
much.
agree. Thank you very much, Kailash. And thank you very much, everyone, for staying with us on this Friday night, evening. I wish you a very good, nice the rest of the day. And please join us, the group of Software Testing Hub, and follow our YouTube channel and LinkedIn for more content around AI, software testing, and Playwright, and any other tools that are going to be useful for your projects. Thank you very much, and stay tuned for the next episode of AI Testing Talks.
Okay. Thank you. Bye bye. Bye. Bye, Anna.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very much.